with the dream of being a professional bowler, like, how'd you get into bowling?
Oh, great question. So I love telling this story because people ask. So I played baseball when I was in California, and my parents didn't have a ton of income, and so when we moved here, we were like had nothing to do, and my brother, who's 11 months younger, and we were trying to figure out who was the planned, who wasn't, 11 months, but our parents never answered that question. And we went into a bowling alley just to practice one day, or just to bowl. Like, we weren't competitive at the time, so I never really bowled competitively in California. I played baseball with my friends. And lady at the front desk says, "You guys should sign up for a youth league." And so my brother and I were like, heck yeah, we'll sign up for a youth league, and then we'll ask our parents later because we got to figure out how to pay for it.
Right.
And so from that moment on, we started bowling youth leagues on Saturday, and it just got to be where we got a little better and had a great youth program director.
Yeah.
And just started, really in a matter of like 3 or 4 years, I was bowling some tournaments when I was going out to Vegas when I was in high school.
Yeah.
To bowl tournaments.
Wow.
So that's how that's how we jumped in there. It was just a random lady, not random lady, because I still see her on occasion today. She hits us up while we're there, and here we are 30 plus years later.
That's fascinating. The bowling, because I'm from the UK originally, right? We only have bowling, but not to the extent that you guys have it out here. And it fascinates me because you're it's probably like early in the morning, you can't sleep, or you got jet lag when you go home, and you flick on TV and it's sport and bowling is on, and you just watch it and thinking, this is like, it's really, really hard to do.
Sure.
Like, and then you're watching the guys and they're spinning it down, it's strike every almost every time, and it's, I don't know, I think it could be such a great atmosphere to go and watch it live, right? To just hang out, have a good time and watch people, because it's right there, isn't it? You can see everything happening.
Sure.
So you get into that, and I guess, what was that first trip to Vegas like then?
So, and it was very tense.
Yeah.
So here I'm in high school. At the time, I sold shares for $175 each. I sold 10 of them.
Yeah.
The entry fee to the tournament was $1,000.
Wow.
But it paid $200,000.
Yeah.
And
this is a professional tournament or a kids tournament?
It was really the highest level amateur tournament at the time.
Gotcha.
And it was called the High Roller, ironically, makes sense, right? And so, but it was a great format, and this is back in the late 80s, where it was super popular, and it's really one game match, one game elimination. And so it was $1,000 entry fee. So at the time, I had zero money. And so I sold shares to kind of pay some expenses. And so we flew down there and bowled, lost my first match. I was heartbroken because I'm a people pleaser.
Right.
Like, I am like, how do I tell these people I just lost? Most of them, like, they don't care. It was 175, maybe one or two bought 2 shares. And, but it was an amazing experience. And you think about one game, $1,000, and it's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
And I performed pretty well. I just got beat.
Yeah.
And so for me, I wasn't like, when I sit back and reflect, and it took me a week, right? When I sit back and reflected, but it was just an amazing experience for some kid to be out in Vegas and bowling a tournament.
Well, flying out there too, like the whole deal. Like that's a big, it's a big step. And how old are you at that point?
So I was 17.
Okay, yeah. So that is a big step to be out there, and you're playing against, like I said, some of the best in the world, or the best in the world at amateur level, and you're in Vegas and you have all this going on, and
it was a great experience, and I did it. I probably went 6 years in a row, and I had probably 4 decent years. So not everyone was just kind of lose, but because you're there and you plan to be there for the whole time, because you don't want to go there with a negative way of thinking. And so I'm like, I'm gonna plan to be there till the end because I'm gonna make the finals. Yeah. And obviously we had to make some adjustments there.
And then you hang out and
you just hang out. That was what any 17-year-old kid could really do at the time,
People
which wasn't a whole
Vegas.
lot. Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, that's brilliant.